All right, a couple of months ago, I think it was a couple months ago, we had the honor to have musician Ted Newsom, better known as the Rose Phantom, and Purgatory Pete in the studio. It was a midnight show on Friday night, and we got him back here tonight. Guys, thanks for giving up a couple hours and stopping by.
Good evening.
Thanks for having us again.
It's an honor to have you here.
Back in January.
Was it January?
It was cold.
It was January.
Yeah, it was cold. That's for sure.
Outside.
And for those listeners that didn't hear that show that night, Ted, you've been a musician for. You want to talk a little bit about that? How you got into? I mean, we got a lot to talk about it tonight, but music, of course, is. Your life revolves around it, and it revolves around you. You want to talk about how you got into music? You've got some amazing stuff. I mean, it's all your own stuff. It is off-the-chart type stuff. Just so cool, man.
Definitely off the chart. Yeah, let's talk about it. Like I said, I've been a musician for a very long time, my whole life, pretty much. And
why don't we use that mic? I don't think that one is working. Oh, is it on?
Is this on?
Click the button on top.
Is this on?
There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So, yeah, let's talk about that. I've been a musician for pretty much all of my life, and which has been kind of a struggle here in Utah. Being a musician here in Utah, where they don't allow music
or dancing.
Yeah, that's. Man, that's what else can I say about that?
Well, how'd you get started in music? How did it all come together for you? I mean, did you start at a very young age? I know you play keyboards, you write your own stuff. Did you have a desire to do it from a real young age?
I was more of an introvert when I was younger, and I wasn't necessarily. I didn't find the musician within yet.
Okay.
Unlike my brother, for example. But it came later. And once I stumbled upon the musician inside, it was almost like that was the path to take.
Now, the
natural path?
Are you self-taught, or did you take formal lessons? I mean, did you take formal instruction? Because your stuff is again, and we're going to play some of it tonight.
Thank you.
Your stuff is amazing. But did you take any formal training, or did it come from the heart and soul?
Came from the heart and soul.
Okay.
And I think in a lot of ways that's maybe where rock and roll, kind of true rock and roll, comes from. I'm not pigeonholing my stuff as rock and roll, but there's rock and roll elements there, and I don't know. I've never needed to get lessons or anything like that. Or I don't know, or maybe I do.
Well, no. I mean, there's some. I mean, I've been a musician since the age of 4. For me.
What did you play?
Keyboards. I actually. I worked for Hammond organ.
Hammond
for
organ,
years.
yeah.
And I took a lot of formal instruction. And I think for me, the formal instruction kind of quelled my abilities down. I mean, we're a little bit different in age, but I mean, when I started, it was kind of like, learn how to read music, learn timing, learn this, learn that, and I think my abilities at a younger age were kind of suppressed. A lot of people say, the guys that play by ear and whatever, they're, to me, it suppressed my abilities until I came across the right instructor and the right people to work with who let me do what I wanted to do. I mean, they taught me a lot with formal instruction. I did learn a lot of things. I incorporated those things. But I mean, some of the greats, like yourself, and I'm going to tell you that. I mean, your stuff is just amazing. That's truly from the heart and soul, and that's a gift. It really is.
Yeah, I feel that, when you have formal training, that can sometimes stifle something.
Right.
And that's part of I've met some people who are classically trained at the piano or whatever, and I used to joke about it, kind of growing up, but it seemed like those people couldn't do anything without their music charts.
Right.
It's like, okay, let's take away the music charts here. Play me something that you made up. Play me something original here, and they can't do it.
Right.
Most of them.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying it because there are a lot of great musicians that can produce unbelievable stuff, and now today with the PC technology, I had the opportunity about a year ago to sit down at a keyboard and just play. And when I actually taught for quite a few years, and I developed a chord construction theory course. I mean, it was just buying the sheets of paper and using a manuscript pen and writing everything out. Now you can sit there and play and click the mouse, and I was blown away where this thing just started writing. I mean, it was putting it right to the paper right there. I mean, the technology has come so far. And I think that, you know, kind of in the early days, especially in the early days of playing the organ and piano, you didn't have the technology that we have today, but it is an art to be able to use all that stuff, to be able to incorporate it. Yeah, there's one thing to play stuff off music and read music, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but I mean, now it's the whole package. Now it's using the electronics, it's using the computer, it's using, you know, the MIDI. It's just bringing the whole thing together. Man, that's a science in itself and a talent to make it all work the way it works. And you've proved that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know how to use the technology for your benefit, but also know not to rely on it.
Right.
You know? And that's kind of, I know mainly my music's electronic, but I'm playing it live.
Right.
And I'm still, my approach isn't kind of the new way, I want to say. It's kind of an older approach when it comes to making electronic music. In today's world, I'm using an older approach, which is, I think, can give it more of an organic feel.
Right. It's your style. It's you. That's what sets you apart from other people.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. But we've been talking about the music side of this, and we're going to get into kind of where that is led you and where it is leading you, is that the music, what makes your music unique and makes you unique is that spirit, if you want to call it the spiritual side. I'm taking religion out of it now. I'm just saying that spirit, that essence, that what makes you you. And taking this talent and this gift that you've got, and now you're taking this to many different levels. You've been doing and for people that, put on my glasses, getting older, for people that want to go check out your website, it's therosephantom.com. You've got a ton of music out there. You have got, and I'll be honest with, you've got MTV quality, VH1 quality videos that you guys have, I don't know if you both have worked on, but you've produced. And I mean, that in itself is a work of art. So people need to go out and check that out, because there's so much out there that has to offer. And like I said, being able to pull that all together, man, that's.
Yeah, you gotta, if you're serious about what you do, you gotta do, I mean, if you're going to do something, you got to do it to the best of your capabilities. And when it comes to the videos and photography and stuff, I collaborate with this guy who's on the side of me,
Purgatory Pete.
Purgatory Pete,
the
phenomenal photographer.
Yeah. Yep, that's correct.
I want to kind of take his skills and kind of
Yeah, we work a lot together recently for the past couple years.
Yeah.
Do you guys do music? I mean, do you work with Ted to do music videos, or is it a lot?
Yeah, we do music videos together a lot.
Yeah, most of those videos on my website and stuff, all my music videos.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes time to do one,
Mm-hmm.
I need a cinematographer. So, it's like
that's where I come in.
That's where he comes in. I'm looking at him. It's like, hey, man, I have to be in front of the camera and kind of sell the thing, to the audience. So I need someone to capture that, but also do it. Someone who has a good eye, and so I trust this yahoo that's sitting to the left of me. I trust him.
Well, and you have to, and you guys got a good working relationship because, again, I mean, you can be the most talented guy in the world, but if you can't put the videos together, the film together,
Exactly.
or if you're the greatest photographer, and
sometimes, you need to bring in other people's strengths. Where, I usually do everything alone anyway. Like I'm producing and recording all my music, and I do everything alone. I'm such a loner. It's good to have someone else
Until I come in.
Until he comes in, then we're best friends forever.
But we're very different in certain ways, but we connect in this like higher area.
In the higher area, I think is it's an artistic level. I can communicate with Purgatory Pete here on an artistic level that I can't with most other people. We just understand.
Well, you both got the same vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and if
we collaborate just so well together, and
yes,
it's hard to explain.
If he has a vision, say for one of his photography series or something, I can dive into that world with him, even though maybe it's not my vision. I can go there with him, and kind of we can explore that. And the same goes for him. When I have a vision, it's like, hey, I want to bring you into this because I think what you have to offer can really make this thing shine a little bit more.
Sure.
So that's us. That's what Rose
what you
Phantom
do.
and Purgatory Pete do.
Now,
Create.
with your website. You put together. You do a lot of your own music. You do your own videos. Are you continuing to do that? I mean, we're going to be talking about some other things that you're getting into, but are you continuing to develop new material, new songs, new videos? I mean, is that something that's ongoing? And one of the questions that somebody sent in is, do you perform here locally in Salt Lake City?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Not very often though. I do have a gig coming up at the Utah Arts Festival.
Okay.
Friday, June 27th.
Okay.
And I believe it's at 5 o'clock in the evening. And they have yet to inform me of which stage I'm performing on. So that's all the details I have on that. But I'll be posting it on the Facebook page,
and stuff like that. Sure.
Facebook.com/TRP official.
Okay.
That's where they can find out more about what I do. And also to answer the first question, yes, I am still moving forward with music and still creating, still doing videos, and just actually released a new single just this past Tuesday.
Is that what we're going to hear a little bit later on?
Yes, and we'll play that. The Message is the name of this new single. And also, Purgatory Pete and I shot a video for that song.
Cool.
Actually in Canyonlands.
And also the artwork on the album covers was shot the same time we were shooting that music video too.
Gotcha.
Yes. So it's a good video. I think it turned out well. Well, you can't go wrong when you're out in the Moab desert.
Oh no.
And the scenery and everything's
The
spectacular. The vibe and I definitely check that video out. Yeah.
So if we could talk to you, Pete, have you been a photographer your whole life? Did you get into it recently?
For the past 5 years, I've been photographing. I started when I was like 18. I got into it a little bit. Then I put it away, got into some other bad stuff, fell in with a bad crowd. But eventually I made my way out of there and just started focusing all those problems I used to focus on something else into my photography. And that's where I'm kind of expressing myself now instead of wasting
Doing
my
bad
time.
things.
Yeah, he's using
instead
it.
of wasting my
He found
my life.
something to use as an outlet for all his repressed feelings that come from living in this world, which I have too. We all have them, but
We do.
We need, especially when you're an artist, that's kind of the drive is to find outlets to. You have so much angst and rage bottled up that you need an outlet that just gets it out, and that's what music does for me, as photography does for Pete here.
Yeah, and I started seeing the world in a different perspective, not just in like seeing landscapes. I create these characters like Mr. Lampshade. I'm having an art show.
Okay.
He's having an art show.
That's cool. Mr. Lampshade.
Mr. Lampshade. Yeah,
It is
you
just
should guys
like
should
kind
check
of
that out.
making fun of the way society views people
Yeah.
in a certain way.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm living my life as a lampshade.
And where can they see this?
Yeah, and then you're a professional photographer too. You do photography work.
Mhm.
So if our listeners want to get, and let's see, the line you told me last time, your punchline, your tagline is, "We make people look beautiful."
No, that was just a sarcastic
Okay.
thing.
All right.
It's actually like bringing out all their bad qualities.
Well, hold on. He doesn't do weddings.
Right, you don't do weddings.
I do funerals.
You do
He
funerals.
does funerals
okay.
and wakes.
But where can people, if they want to have use your services, how can they get a hold of you?
PurgatoryPete.com.
Okay.
And I'm also having an art show at the Shred Shed, July 19th, 2014.
Okay. Mr. Lampshade will be there.
Mr. Lampshade will be there. Pretty big artworks of him.
July 19th at the Shred Shed. That's a Saturday. What time?
Still deciding on a time. If you guys want to get in contact with me, I also have my Facebook too.
And
Yeah, we'll post a link up on there.
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And I go by Purgatory Pete.
Okay. Sounds good.
You can't really forget a name like that. Purgatory Pete, you know.
No, you can't. No,
Slides
you-
right off the tongue.
It
you
does.
can't. Yeah, no, hey.
Or as I like to call him, Purgatory Pimp. Sorry.
So you do the video work, you do the photography work, you do the music. You guys kind of bring it all together. And again, the video that we can post up that people need to take a look at. We're going to talk about that, about your kind of your projects that you're working on. It sounds like it's a good fit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, I need people in my life that can see my vision and want to enhance it and go forward with it with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that gets me all riled up inside. And
It's kind of a rush too.
yeah,
Like just thinking about it always like that.
yeah. And also, you know, when we're in it and we're filming, say for example, like when we were filming the Message music video, when was that? The end of April? Yeah,
I think so.
in Canyonlands. I was standing on this a cliff, and how far down? Is a couple thousand feet down.
Yeah, it was pretty far.
He was getting pretty close to me, and you know, I wasn't paying. I'm in my own little world. I'm in the song. You know, when you're lip syncing in a video, you just kind of have to turn into that character. Sure. I'm lost, so I almost actually fell off the cliff, and he had to grab me.
Wow.
So I almost died during the making of the Message music video. It's a fun little fun fact.
So you went down there, did your music. When you do a video, I would assume it's a ton of work. Do you have to do it? Do you have to take quite a few takes? Do you have to film it quite a few different times, and then pull it all together?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'd say the hard part. I mean, I edit all my videos, and that's actually the hard.
Very good editor.
Thank you. It's the hard part, but also it's the most fun.
Right.
Because you get to go into that world, and you're kind of, you're isolated just with the computer, and the magic happens is in the editing process. But that's where all the work, you know, my videos are pretty processed as well.
Oh no, well,
just with coloring and
Sure.
color correction, things like that, and custom coloring.
Very avant-garde.
Yes.
I'd say.
Perfect. And also, there's another word here for my videos, but
Different.
I can't. Different. That's
unique.
no. What is it? We gotta think of this word, or else I can't move on.
I know.
You know the word, right?
I can't
Come
say it either.
on. Especially the ones where I'm dressed up as the drag devil character. Come on,
My mind's going blank.
No,
right now.
come on.
I can't help you there.
Pat. You don't know the
I'm
word?
at a loss. No, I guess I had a.
Can
mind
someone
moving
can
forward
someone
now.
call in?
Yeah.
Can someone go view my videos and call in and tell me this word I can't think of?
I had it.
I
and
have
then
it. I have it.
It slid out after I said avant-garde.
Yes. We can move on. I know we don't want dead air. I know that's a no-no in the radio land. So.
But processing those videos, I've had the opportunity to do that a little bit, and I'm terrible at it. And anyone who thinks it's easy is crazy, because that is an art in itself to pull all that stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when people look at when they look at a music video clip, a 3-minute clip or a 5-minute clip, I mean, to do it at the level that you do, and a lot of other artists do, I mean, it's a ton of work. There's nothing easy about it, especially, filming it from 5 different angles and different lighting and stuff like that, and making it all work and then putting in all the effects. I mean, you got to be passionate about that.
Oh yeah, and you gotta, you kind of have to have a rhythm with editing, and that's something that you kind of, I want to say, acquire, if that's the right word I can use there, or attain. We'll say that word. I'm having a thing with words tonight. But that's something. Yeah, you still thinking about that other one? That's something that comes over time. You kind of have to develop your rhythmic editing. That's what I call my editing style. It's very rhythmic, and you can get lost, and there's a rhythm to it, to the editing. So if no one really understands what I'm talking about here, just, for example, go view my new music video, The Message, and you it just flows. When something flows very well, that means, there's a nice rhythm there in the editing. Eccentric? No.
I'd say eccentric with the videos.
No, that's not the word I was thinking of.
Eclectic?
Eclectic, no.
That's one of them houses with all kinds of weird furniture.
Now you want to know the word.
Kooky.
No, come on. What was it? What's the... when people see some of my other videos, not necessarily The Message, but say... All I Want music video.
The style?
I've got
the style, the feeling.
Yeah, I've got the devil horns on, and I'm dressed up in that character. People often say it is very.
This.
No.
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't either.
Oh, come on.
It'll pop up when you at least it'll
just in the middle of the sentence.
Okay, if it does,
just blurt it out.
I will blurt it out.
I know, it's fine. It's
okay, because this is going to bother me.
It's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right, Ted.
All right. Well,
you're okay.
Someone please call and tell me
what the word is.
Oh man, it's linked to Oh man, I can't even think of the definition right now.
It's a depthy conversation we're having tonight, but that's okay.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. All right.
Sorry.
So no, it's fine. It's fine. So you do the music. Purgatory Pete does the video. You put it all together. You're going to do a show. Hopefully get a chance to do a few this year. Is it a one-man type of thing? You do it all on your
own?
Live shows. The live shows. Do you have a band?
I've got a live band.
Gotcha.
I am a solo artist. It's kind of like David Bowie. When you go see David Bowie, he's going to have musicians with him.
Sure.
Same kind of thing.
Sure.
People are coming to see the Rose Phantom, but I've got my backing girls. Yes, you heard correct. Girls.
In the back.
In the back.
Singing.
At the back door.
And if people,
I'm a backdoor man.
If people,
sorry,
go to your website, you have all your different videos out there, all your different music, all your different songs. Can they get a flavor of your stuff?
Oh yeah. Okay. If they just go to therosephantom.com, they'll get a flavor. And
then you got a lot of your videos. They're all on YouTube. All your music videos. I saw quite a few of them out there.
Yeah, I've got about 1 million music videos. Man, it's a lot of videos.
You do have a lot of videos.
I mean, well, that's my life,
He works hard.
That's.
He works harder.
Basically, when you go to my website, you're looking at the last kind of 11 years of my life.
Wow.
Really, pretty much during high school and after high school. Pretty much once I became the Rose Phantom, I've kind of done all this work.
Plus, you work a full-time job, correct? I mean, you live life. I mean, so this is all.
Well, no, I do not work a full-time job.
Okay.
I don't. I do get money from other places other than music.
Okay.
That just sounds bad.
He is not a drug dealer, I promise.
No, nothing like that. I do some work at, I teach astronomy and things like that, and I coordinate laser light shows and things of that nature. Things that.
But I mean, you have a job to pay the bills and then do this too. I mean, and this is
a
full-time
it's
commitment.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to kind of make ends meet just with art these days, because we live in a world that's so flooded, a sea of mediocrity thanks to technology, and everyone thinks they're an artist. And I'm just going to say something right now. Either you're an artist or you're not. You're either born one or you're not. And I think that's where our problem lies, is everyone can do all these things. People can simply make a song on their computer. They could take a decent photograph thanks to their iPhones with the
technology.
Yeah, the technology is basically doing it for them. There's no there's no skill involved. They don't have to know how to work a camera or know how to set an aperture or anything like that.
Right.
So I want to say the skill level of things has dropped over the past definitely 10 years even.
Well, the one thing that I've noticed is that there's a lot of people. Everybody wants the instant gratification. I mean, so many people today, especially the young people, they don't want to work for things anymore. I mean, they want it right now. They want to go to the internet and they want to do these things. They say making music and stuff like that. They just want to get out there, click, 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 and that's it. They don't realize the time and effort that goes in to do it right.
Yeah.
And again,
it takes a lifetime to be able to produce things that like I've produced, and even Pete here has produced. That takes a lifetime.
Well, and you have to have the passion too.
Oh, without the passion,
right.
There's no way. There's no way you'd even stay in the game. You know what I mean? Why do I still do this year after year? Am I making millions of dollars? No. Do I want to make millions of dollars? No, I don't. I don't think artists should be too rich. That almost can, stifle the creative process when an artist gets everything he wants. Or
that's because they're owned by the Illuminati.
Yeah. They sold their soul.
They sold their soul to the devil.
Can we talk about that kind of stuff?
Sure we can. That's what this is all about.
But I don't want to be gunned down in the parking lot.
No, you're not gonna. But I mean, really, it's the passion. People just have kind of lost the passion for things. I mean, they just don't. It's the instant gratification. You want to take a call?
Yeah, let's take a call.
Yeah, let's go and take a call.
Let's take a call.
Caller. Uh-oh. Well, they were there and they are gone.
They're gone.
Caller, call back. I don't know what happened. Something switched over.
They wanted instant gratification, and you didn't answer the phone quick enough for them.
We're going to take a quick break in studio tonight. Ted Newsom, better known as the Rose Phantom, Purgatory Pete's here. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about their new projects coming up. Stick around. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Fringe Radio Show. Tonight in studio, our friend, the Rose Phantom, Purgatory Pete's here. Let's go ahead and get Eagle on the line. Eagle, good evening. Welcome to Fringe Radio. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. First to you as the host. You've had some excellent shows tonight.
Well, thank you.
I like the way you break them up and hold them to a short time, and you get a lot in, because that gives me the ideas that I need to develop. But this filmmaker, to you, young man, my question is, have you ever made a full-length movie?
And
not yet.
I assume he's
both of you.
Both
yeah.
men. Okay, well, I'll go first. This is the Rose Phantom speaking. I've always wanted to make a full-length film. That's something that I kind of aspire to do. And I can give you kind of some excuses as to why I haven't.
Oh, no. I'm not looking for any excuses. My next question is, someday would you like to make a full-length movie?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think about it at least. I actually think about it like once a day, probably.
All the time, huh?
Sometimes I wake up and I go, I gotta just do it. I gotta just do my film before I hit 30 years old. I want to be able to do my film, but it just has to have the budget and the backing, and to fulfill.
Sure, I got you. Listen, I am 71 years old. I've had a heck of a lot of contacts. One of them happened to be a German couple that joined the LDS Church, and I'm not necessarily interested in doing anything about that, but the experience that she had as a young woman coming out of Eastern Germany and or Prussia and Russia, trying to get back to her home country of Germany before World War II broke out, I think it is a phenomenal subject for a film. And if I can get a hold of you one way or the other, I'll give you my phone number, and after the show you might want to call me and we exchange ideas. I'm getting together some money, and we might be able to put together something you can have some fun with.
I think I've got your number, Greg. I've got it in my book somewhere. I'll go ahead and pass it on to Ted.
Okay,
yeah,
hey.
I'll write it down in my planner that I have right
now. Okay, that's fine. Now, listen, the longest length film that you have made, how long has it been?
Well, I consider some of my music videos kind of short films, because that's kind of what they are, some of them. But the longest thing so far is actually what we will be talking about probably a little later.
Yeah, in the next hour.
The debut Conjuring the Spirits episode. It's an hour long.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's a documentary-style ghost hunting.
You are full of ideas, but I would assume that the shorter the film, the more skill you have to have if you're going to have something that makes sense.
Well, yeah, you got to cram a lot into a small amount of time and make it worthwhile.
Yeah, that's even harder to do,
Wow.
But if I did make a film, which I will someday, I hope, because I have the idea. I already have pretty much, it's written already in up here in my head. I just have to kind of manifest that vision, but that vision is going to take, not only a good amount of money, but just time and hours of editing and
production.
And I also would be composing the film score. That's another area of making a film that intrigues me, is applying music to it.
Oh yeah.
One day, Eagle.
Yeah, he's a talented guy, and his style of music may be a little different, but it's to you. But it's definitely very unique and very well done. And
well, I'm no musician, but I come from a musical family. My family 4 generations ago developed what was known as Beasley music, which is no longer in existence. But I'm not a musician, but I do have a little bit of an understanding of that art. I certainly appreciate the show tonight. It's been very, very informative from minute one to right now.
Well, thank you, and we'll keep these guys around for another hour, so we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff.
Okay, hey, thank you.
Okay,
thank
Greg.
you.
Thanks,
care.
Eagle.
Bye. Yeah. Well, and on the next hour, we'll talk about your debut thing. And
Conjuring the Spirits.
Conjuring the Spirits.
CTS.
CTS.
Conjuring the Spirits.
But, I don't know if you were listening on the way in by chance. We had Matty Beckerman on. He's an independent filmmaker who made a film called Alien Abduction.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
And
I've heard of this.
He lives in Hollywood. He's done a lot of different things. He's an independent filmmaker. I had the opportunity to go to the Comic-Cons and meet some different independent filmmakers, and I mean, everybody looks towards this big box stuff like this summer. I mean, I think Godzilla was probably the most talked about movie, and it was cool.
I didn't talk about it, you know.
Well, I know.
I don't even know it.
I don't care.
Well, I did. Well, see, okay, but see, because you're a little different. But I mean, that's what the majority of people look at is they look at the big commercialized stuff. But it's these short independent films, or even these not necessarily short, but the independent films that have so much heart and soul in them.
They have an impact on everybody's lives.
Right.
That's where the gold is at, really. You know, if you want to see a good film, you know, don't go to the movie theater.
Right.
You know.
Right. But speaking of films, did you happen to see a film called Nebraska?
Nebraska.
With Bruce Dern.
Yes.
Right? I haven't seen it yet, but I was looking at it
It,
today.
of course, it went to the theaters and got rave reviews. It was an independent film. It's all shot in black and white.
Nice.
And it was cool to see that the big studios threw it into the mainstream films.
They do that every once in a while too.
It was unbelievable. So simple and yet, just good. A great film. And it was something that the minute you watched it, you stuck with it right till the end.
Let's check that out.
Yeah,
together.
Something I've been wanting to check out too since I came across it today.
Yeah, and the concept is so simple. I mean, it's got all big name actors in it. I mean, it just
name a few.
Bruce Dern.
Yeah, Bruce Dern. You watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Saul the lawyer is in it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, people that you would
recognize.
Readily recognize.
Cool.
Yeah. And again, it was kind of it was good to see that because you could see that at least the Warner Brothers and the big film producers are at least putting that stuff out there, and it's not getting hidden up at Sundance or Cannes or I mean, it's out there for people to see.
I will check that out.
Yeah, Nebraska.
I've written it down.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a cool film. It is. It's a real cool film. We'll do your music video or your message here in just a little bit. I think it's about 5 minutes. We've got an NBC News break coming up in just a little bit. It looks like 5 minutes exactly. So watch the clock, and we'll roll into the news, and then come back and talk about your other, your main project you're working on. So I want to talk to you too about YouTube on the other side, both of you. YouTube is pulling music like crazy. I don't know how many videos that they have. I mean, I listen to a lot of music on YouTube, and I know your feelings. You're very passionate about people stealing stuff, and I know we had that conversation about people ripping stuff off, and especially people that work hard to produce this stuff. But YouTube is just pulling. Well, they're not pulling the videos down. They're pulling them down with all the legalese. Right now, if you go to YouTube and try to find Frank Sinatra, you will not find a Frank Sinatra a song, a home film that has Frank Sinatra music in the background. I mean, they're on a rampage right now. I think that for what it's worth, I think that they're clamping down on this stuff, on the theft of music.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that.
Okay, but I'd like to talk to you about that.
Yeah. The feelings are mixed, though.
Okay. I know, because when I met you, they weren't mixed. When you gave me a CD, you're like, I remember when I first met you over there at the TV station, you went, do you rip off music or do you buy CDs? And I do buy CDs. I got an unbelievable collection. And you're like, okay, here you go. Here's a CD.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I ever met you.
Pretty much how I feel about it. How much time do I have before the break?
About 50 seconds.
NBC News break coming up.
We're going to play your stuff.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
If this is where I have mixed feelings about kind of stealing music and stuff like that. I don't steal music. I have some music buddies that I trade music with.
Right.
I don't see the harm in that. But when you're kind of a independent, struggling musician, that the exposure is more important than the music for me at least. So if people are out there burning my CDs and passing them around and just stealing the music, but passing it around,
right,
that justifies it for me. I'm okay with that. Just get the music out there, because that's the most important thing.
Okay.
Not the money.
All right, let's get your music out here.
Money would be nice, though.
This is called The Message. This is Ted here, the
Rose Phantom, The Message.
And then we're going to play this, and then we're going to go ahead into NBC News, and we'll be back on the other side. Fringe Radio on K-Talk. Enjoy.
This is your message. This is your call. I see.